The next one, angle between two lines. How to measure the angle between two lines in a space? Now, let us take the two lines L1, L2. Let they be R bar is equal to, let one line L1, that is R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B vector, and the second line R bar is equal to C bar plus some S into D bar. B, any two lines then, and if theta be angle between them, theta be angle between the two lines, then cos theta is given by B bar dot D bar by modulus of B vector into modulus of D vector. How? Now, let us see. Suppose if consider two lines, one is L1 and second one is L2. Now, this is the line whose vector form is given that R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B bar, and second line it is L1 and second line L2 whose vector form is R bar is equal to C bar plus S into D bar. If angle between these two lines is theta, but we know that this line L1 is parallel to some B vector, then only we could get the vector form of the line is in this form R bar is equal to A bar plus TB bar. Now here L2 is the line that is parallel to the vector D bar. Since B bar is parallel to L1 and D bar is parallel to L2, now on this further extension, angle between B and D is also same as to theta. So theta is, if theta is angle between the two lines L1 and L2, that is also equals to theta is angle between two vectors B bar and D bar. Since B bar is parallel to L1, D bar is parallel to L2, so on this further extension the angle should be remain same. Now in vectors already we know how to find the angle between the two vectors. If suppose theta is angle between the two vectors, then cos theta is given by B bar dot D bar by modulus of B vector into modulus of D vector. Therefore, if theta is angle between the two vectors, if theta is angle between the two lines, then cos theta is given by B dot D by mod B mod D. Now, let us we convert this vector form into some geometrical form. Let us take a B bar is equal to A1I plus B1I, B1J plus C1K, and D vector is equal to A2I plus B2J plus C2K. Then cos theta is equal to B dot D, dot product of these two is given by A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 whole divided by the modulus of B vector, that is square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into modulus of D vector, that is square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. Therefore, if theta is angle between the two lines as well as two parallel vectors or the vectors b bar and d bar, then cos theta is given by a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into root a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. But you know, a1 b1 c1 are direction ratios of this line L1. a1 b1 c1 are direction ratios of the line L1, and a2 b2 c2 are the direction ratios of the second line L2. So whenever the direction ratios of the lines are given, then also we can determine cos theta value, that is by using this formula. Now we know that when the direction ratios are a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2, then cos theta is equal to, you know, it can be taken as L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2, where L1 M1 N1 are DCs, direction cosines of the line L1, and L2 M2 N2 are direction cosines of the line L2. So this is the formula when the two lines are having direction ratios, and you can use this formula when the two lines are having direction cosines. Now suppose a1 b1 c1 are direction ratios of the line L1, a2 b2 c2 are the direction ratios of the second line L2, and if theta is angle between the two lines L1 and L2, then the cos theta is given by a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. So it is just now proved, and it is also equals to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2, where L1 M1 N1 are direction cosines of the line L1, L2 M2 N2 are the direction cosines of the second line L2. Suppose if theta is equal to 0 degrees, theta is equal to 0. Theta 0 means that angle between the two lines 0. That means the two lines are parallel. If the two lines are parallel, then what? When theta is equal to 0, cos 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, 1 is equal to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square, or 1 is equal to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. Now this is the condition in direction cosines when angle between the two lines is 0. Of course, the two lines are parallel. Now, what is the condition in direction ratios? When we put theta is equal to 0 here, cos 0 is equal to 1. Now on cross multiplying and squaring on both sides, and after doing some mathematical calculation, finally we get a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. We get this much condition. On transfer or cross multiplying this denominator to left side and squaring on both sides and doing some mathematical applications. So at last you get this much condition. So when the two lines are parallel, then the relation in direction ratios is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. But whereas in direction cosines, the condition is L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 is equal to 1. Next case, suppose if theta is equal to 90 degrees. 90 degrees means what? The two lines are perpendicular. L1 is perpendicular to L2. If the two lines L1 and L2 are perpendicular, then what? Put theta is equal to 90 degrees here. You know cos 90 is equal to 0. Therefore, 0 is equal to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. Therefore, L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 is equal to 0. Now this is the condition in direction cosines when the two lines are perpendicular. Now let us define the condition in direction ratios when the two lines are perpendicular. See, put theta is equal to 90 degrees here, cos 90 is equal to again 0. So put 0 here, and on cross multiplying 0 into something is always 0. So finally 0 is equal to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2. Therefore a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 is equal to 0. Now this is the condition when that the two lines are having the direction ratios a1 b1 c1 and a2 b2 c2 if the two lines are perpendicular. Now let us do problems on angle between the two lines. Here one problem given. Find angle between the pairs of lines x minus 2 by 2 is equal to y minus 1 by 5 is equal to z plus 3 by minus 3, and second line is x plus 2 by minus 1 is equal to y minus 4 by 8 is equal to z minus 5 by 4. See, the first line is passing through the point 2 comma 1 comma minus 3 and having the direction ratios 2 5 minus 3. Whereas second line passes through the point minus 2 comma 4 comma 5 and it has the direction ratios minus 1 8 4, because here the two lines are in Cartesian form. Therefore the first line has the direction ratios. The line, let this line be L1, let it be L1. L1 is x minus 2 by 2 is equal to y minus 1 by 5 is equal to z plus 3 by minus 3, and second line L2 is x plus 2 by minus 1 is equal to y minus 4 by 8 is equal to z minus 5 by 4. Now the direction ratios of the line L1 are 2 5 minus 3 and direction ratios of the second line L2 are minus 1 8 4. If theta is angle between them, angle between the two lines, angle between the lines L1 and L2, then cos theta is equal to, we derived a formula, cos theta when the direction ratios are given is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. Here a1 a2 a3 are, once again, a1 b1 c1 are direction ratios of L1. Now these are a1 b1 c1. a2 b2 c2 are the direction ratios of second line, so that These are A2, B2, C2. Now substitute them. A1 into A2, 2 into minus 1, minus 2, B1, B2, 5 into 8, 40, minus 3 into 4, minus 12 by root of A1 square, that is 4, plus 5 square, 25, plus minus 3 whole square, 9, into square root of minus 1 whole square, 1, plus 8 square, 64, plus 4 square, 16. Now this is 40 minus 14, 26, by root of what about this? It is 29 plus 9, 38, into root of, this is 16 plus 64, 80 plus 1, 81. 26 by, root 81 is equal to 9 into root 38. So no further cancellation, so leave it. Therefore here theta is equal to, cos theta is equal to this much. Theta is equal to cos inverse of 26 by 9 into root 38. Hence the angle between the given two lines is cos inverse of 26 by 9 into root 38. Now there is one more problem here. Find the value of P so that the lines 1 minus x by 3 is equal to 7y minus 14 by 2p is equal to z minus 3 by 2, and 7 minus 7x by 3p is equal to y minus 5 by 1 is equal to 6 minus z by 5 are at right angles. Given that these two lines are at right angles, angle between them is 90 degrees. When angle between the two lines is 90 degrees, or if the two lines are perpendicular, then we have the condition in direction ratios. What is that? A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 is equal to 0. Now, what are the direction ratios of the first and second lines here? See, first of all, the given lines are not in standard forms. So here the first one is 1 minus x by 3 is equal to 7y minus 14 by 2p is equal to z minus 3 by 2. Now we can make it into x minus 1 by minus 3. While taking minus common, now we can change it this one. And it is, when we take 7 common, y minus 2 by, and we can write it as 2p by 7. And third, it is z minus 3 by 2. Okay. Right now it is x minus a1 by b1 is equal to y minus a2 by b2 is equal to z minus a3 by b3 form. Right now the drs of this line are minus 3, comma 2p by 7, comma 2. Now these are the direction ratios for the first line. Next line is the second line, that is 7 minus 7x by 3p is equal to y minus 5 by 1 is equal to 6 minus z by 5. This implies here we can take minus 7 common, that is x minus 1 by 3p by minus 7 is equal to y minus 5 by 1 is equal to, here when we take minus common, z minus 6 by minus 5. Right now the direction ratios of this line, are 3p by or minus 3p by 7, comma 1, comma minus 5. So when the direction ratios are given and also given that the two lines are perpendicular, perpendicular. Therefore, A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 is equal to 0, where A1 B1 C1 are the direction ratios in first line, A2 B2 C2 are the direction ratios in second line. So apply that formula here, minus 3 into minus 3p by 7 plus 2p by 7 into 1 plus 2 into minus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, it is 9p by 7 plus 2p by 7 is equal to 10. What about this? It is 9p plus 2p is equal to 11p by 7 is equal to 10. From this, p is equal to, on cross multiplying, 7 into 10, 70 by 11. Therefore, the p value is 70 by 11. Okay, next one, skew lines. What are meant by skew lines? The lines that are neither intersecting nor parallel are called skew lines. Like one line is like this and the second line is like this. It is L1, this is L2. Of course, we cannot define the two lines on a same plane. In the space, we can define the two lines but not intersecting and non-parallel. For example, one line is this one and second line is this one. You see, this line is passing through like this and it is passes through like this. So that these two never intersect and as well as they are not parallel lines. So these lines are called skew lines. And definitely there exists some shortest distance between them. When the two skew lines are given, then for example this is one line and it is second line. So it passes through like this and it is passing through like this. So definitely there exists a shortest distance between them. For example, if this is the point P and this is the point Q, if suppose the shortest distance is defined between these two lines, then PQ is perpendicular to both the lines as well as PQ is called the shortest distance. The shortest distance of the two skew lines. So now we are going to find the shortest distance between the skew lines. Now we are going to define the shortest distance between two skew lines. Let us take the two skew lines be like this. It is P comma Q and this line, first line L1, which passes through some point A with the position vector A bar, and second line passes through, second line is L2, passes through B with the position vector B bar. Okay, and if suppose the first line L1 is parallel to some vector B1 bar and the line L2 is parallel to some vector B2 bar, then we are going to define the shortest distance, that is PQ, length of PQ between the two skew lines. Now let the line L1 is R bar is equal to A bar plus TB bar and the second line L2 is R bar is equal to B1 bar and it is B bar plus T into B2 bar. Why? Because the first line passes through A bar and parallel to B1. Second line passes through B bar parallel to B2. So that we can consider the two lines be like this. B2 two skew lines. Skew lines. Now, here we know B1 vector, B2 vector. What is the cross product of the two vectors? The cross product of the two vectors B1 cross B2 is always perpendicular to them. We have B1 cross B2 is always perpendicular to both B1 vector and B2 vector. But you know, B1 vector, PQ vector or the PQ is always perpendicular to B1 vector. Why? Because of B1 vector is parallel to L1 and PQ is perpendicular to L1. And B2 bar is parallel to L2 and PQ is perpendicular to L2. Hence, the PQ is always perpendicular to both B1 and B2. But the vector PQ is perpendicular to both B1 and B2. Therefore, the vector PQ is parallel to their cross product B1 cross B2. Therefore, the vector PQ bar is equal to some scalar T into B1 cross B2. Some scalar, of course, here we should consider some another scalar, not T, let it be some lambda. Okay, PQ vector is equal to some lambda into B1 cross B2. Now, what is the unit vector perpendicular to B1 cross B2? The unit vector perpendicular to B1 and B2 is B1 cross B2 by modulus of B1 cross B2. But you know, suppose if the length of PQ is equal to some k. Suppose the length PQ or magnitude of PQ vector is k. Then the vector PQ can be taken as k into unit vector in the direction. But the unit vector in its direction is this one. So that it is k times of B1 cross B2 by modulus of B1 cross B2. Now that is PQ vector. Now A and B are 2 points on the two lines L1 and L2. Join them. Now AB vector is defined. Let us take theta is theta B angle between the two vectors PQ, comma AB. Let us take theta is angle between. Here it is the PQ vector, it is AB vector. So by that extension they may intersect at somewhere, so that the angle between the two vectors be theta. Now cos theta is equal to, what is cos theta here? PQ dot AB by modulus of PQ into modulus of AB. And also PQ vector is equal to, or modulus of PQ is equal to modulus of AB into cos theta. So by the definition of the dot product. Now it is, you know, PQ vector, it is just now defined, that is k into B1 cross B2 by modulus of B1 cross B2 dot AB vector. What is AB vector? It is B minus A whole divided by length of modulus of PQ, means it is length of PQ, that is equal to k into modulus of AB. You know, when it is cross multiplied, modulus of AB into cos theta is equal to, here kk gets cancelled, B1 cross B2 dot B minus A whole divided by modulus of B1 cross B2. But what about modulus of AB cos theta? That is equal to, this is none other than modulus of PQ. Therefore, modulus of PQ vector, it is nothing but modulus of PQ vector. Therefore, modulus of PQ is equal to B1 cross B2 dot B minus A by modulus of B1 cross B2. But what is the modulus of PQ? It is none other than the distance between, the shortest distance between the two lines. So whenever the two vectors are given in this form, A bar, R bar is equal to A bar plus some scalar into B bar, and R bar is equal to B bar plus some scalar into another vector B bar, B2 bar, then the shortest distance between these two vectors is given by B1 cross B2 dot B minus A by modulus of B1 cross B2. Since it is a distance, so we need to consider modulus here, because the distance or length is always a positive quantity, so that even though it gives some negative value, we should consider only positive value, so that consider the modulus to this entire value. Suppose the two vectors L1 is R bar is equal to A bar plus T into B1 vector, and the second line R bar is equal to B bar plus some scalar, not only T, it is some scalar S into B2 vector. And then the shortest distance between them, shortest distance between the two lines is given by, it is derived as B1 cross B2 dot B minus A by modulus of B1 cross B2. So whenever the two vectors are given in this form, then you can use this formula to determine shortest distance between the two vectors. Suppose if the two lines are in Cartesian form, then how to get the shortest distance between them? Suppose if first line is given that x minus x1 by a1, y minus y1 by b1 is equal to z minus z1 by c1. And second line is x minus x2 by a2, y minus y2 by b2, z minus z2 by c2. Then how to find the shortest distance between these two lines when they are in Cartesian form? Look here, a1, b1, c1 are the direction ratios of L1, a2, b2, c2 are the direction ratios of L2. But here in the previous, in vector form, b1, b2 are, b1 bar, b2 bar are the vectors that are parallel to L1, L2. The parallel vectors nothing but the direction ratios. The components of the parallel vectors are components at direction ratios of the given lines. So that a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 are the direction ratios of these two vectors. And here the first line L1 passes through the point x1, y1, z1, and second line passes through the point x2, y2, z2. Therefore, the vector here a bar is x1, y1, z1, and the second line passes through the point b bar is x2, y2, z2, and the drs, of course, they are b1 vector is equal to a1, b1, c1, and the b2 bar are the direction ratios of L2, a2, b2, c2. Now the shortest distance between them is b1 cross b2 dot b minus a. So find the cross product of b1, b2 first, and applying dot product with b minus a, that is nothing but determinant of x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2, and second row a1 b1 c1, third row a2 b2 c2. So after substituting those quantities in numerator and simplifying, you could get the determinant like that. So this much value is equal to the expansion of this determinant, whole divided by now modulus of b1 cross b2, that is determinant of I, j, k, where b1 a1 b1 c1 and b2 a2 b2 c2 under modulus. So finally it is modulus of and determinant x2 minus x1 or x1 minus x2, whatever it is, no problem, because we are taking modulus here, x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2, and a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2 by, this is what is this vector? I bar into b1 c2 minus b2 c1 minus j vector into a1 c2 minus a2 c1 plus k vector into a1 b2 minus a2 b1. Now consider modulus to that vector. The magnitude of that vector is given by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 whole square plus a1 c2 minus a2 c1 whole square plus a1 b2 minus a2 b1 whole square under roots. So now this will be the formula to find shortest distance between the two lines when the two lines are in Cartesian form. We have studied about the shortest distance between the two skew lines. Now let us find the distance between two parallel lines. How to measure the distance between the two parallel lines? Now let us take the two parallel lines. Let d be the distance between two parallel lines r bar is equal to a1 bar plus t into b bar, comma r bar is equal to a2 bar plus t into b bar. Then the distance d is given by a1 minus a2 cross b modulus by modulus of b vector. See the distance between two parallel lines. The two parallel lines are r bar is equal to a1 plus tb bar, r bar is equal to a2 plus tb bar, where t is some scalar. Then the distance between them d is equal to a1 minus a2 cross b vector by mod b. Now we are going to define this theorem. Now let us prove. D is the distance between the two parallel lines. I am taking the two parallel lines. One is this line L and the second one is L2, and both are parallel to same vector b bar. So L1, L2 both are parallel to the vector b bar, but the first line passes through some point A1, position vector A1, let it be A with the position vector A1, and the second line passes through A2, let it be some point B with the position vector A2 bar. Now let us find the distance. The distance between these two lines is equal to D. Now, the foot of the perpendicular drawn from A to the line L2 is C, and join A and B. Okay. Now, B bar is parallel vector to both the lines L1 and L2, since these two are parallel vectors. And first line passes through the point A1 and the second line passes through the point A2, and C is the foot of the perpendicular. Now, here a right angle triangle is formed. Let us take theta B, angle between two vectors, BA bar and B bar. So, angle between BA vector and B bar. B vector is parallel to L1. So, that angle made by BA with B bar is same as to angle with BA to the line L2. So, that this will be the angle theta. Now, from this diagram, what is sin theta? From this diagram, sin theta is equal to opposite side D by modulus of AB. Sin theta is equal to. Therefore, this implies D is equal to mod AB sin theta. Okay. Now, let it be the first condition. Now, here angle between BA and B is theta. So that BA vector cross B vector, the cross product of these two vectors, what is the definition of the cross product? The definition of the cross product BA cross B is equal to modulus of BA vector, modulus of B vector into sine angle between them into n cap, where n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to this plane. Now, let us take modulus on both sides. Modulus of BA vector cross B bar is equal to modulus of BA same as to modulus of AB into mod B into sin theta into modulus of n cap is equal to 1, because n cap is a unit vector. And modulus of sin theta is itself of sin theta. Why? Because theta is angle between the two vectors. It is always defined between 0 to pi. Between 0 to pi, sin is always positive. So that no need to take the modulus for sin theta. Now, from this, here, from the first condition, modulus of AB sin theta is equal to D. Hence, modulus of B vector into, I can replace modulus of AB into sin theta by D. Therefore, D is equal to modulus of BA cross BA vector cross B bar by modulus of B vector. BA vector is what? The vector defined from B to A is equal to OA minus OB. That is A1 minus A2 cross B by modulus of B vector. Hence, the distance between the two parallel lines is given by modulus of A1 minus A2 cross B by mod B. Now, let us see one problem. Find the distance between the lines L1 and L2 given by R bar is equal to I plus 2j minus 4k plus lambda into 2i plus 3j plus 6k, and second line R bar is equal to 3i plus 3j minus 5k plus mu into 2i plus 3j plus 6k. See, are they parallel vectors? Are they parallel lines? See here, the one line, first line passes through the point A1 plus lambda into B bar, and the second line passes through the point A2, that is 3i plus 3j minus 5k plus mu into the same vector B bar. That means these two vectors are having same common vector. These two lines are having same common vector B bar. Hence, these two are parallel lines. The given lines are parallel. And the common vector b bar is 2i plus 3j plus 6k, and the first line passes through some point with the position vector a1, that is I plus 2j minus 4k, and a2 bar is equal to second line passes through a2, that is 3i plus 3j minus 5k. Now we have a1 vector, a2 vector and parallel vector b bar. Then the shortest distance are nothing but the distance between the lines. The distance between parallel lines. The distance between parallel lines is equal to modulus of a1 minus a2 cross b vector by modulus of b vector. Now, let us find a1 minus a2 vector first. a1 minus a2 is equal to I minus 3i minus 2i vector, 2j minus 3j minus j vector, minus 4k minus of minus plus 5k, that is plus k vector. Now, let us find the cross product between a1 minus a2 and b vector. a1 minus a2 cross b vector is equal to determinant of I, j, k, and the components of the vector a1 minus a2 are minus 2, minus 1, 1, and the components of b vector are 2, 3, 6. Now, so expand this 3 by 3 determinant. This is I into minus 1 into 6 minus 3 minus j into, it is minus 12 minus 2 plus k into minus 6 plus 2. Therefore, it is minus 9 I vector minus 14 with minus sign plus 14 j vector minus 4k vector. Now, in the formula, we have to find the magnitude of this cross product. a1 minus a2 cross b vector is equal to square root of minus 9 whole square 81, 14 square 196 plus 4 square 16. What about this? It is 6 plus 6 12, 13, 1, 2, 2 plus 9 11, 11 plus 8 9, 1 plus 1 2, root of 293. Now the distance between the parallel lines d is equal to modulus of a1 minus a2 cross b vector by modulus of b vector. The simplification of numerator is root 293 by modulus of b vector. What is the magnitude of b vector? That is square root of 2 square 4 plus 3 square 9 plus 6 square 36. So that it is root of 293 by 36 plus 4, 40 plus 9, 49 under root 7. Hence, the distance between the given two parallel lines is root 293 by 7. Now, let us do one problem on shortest distance between the lines. Actually, here these two lines are non-parallel lines because the first line passes through this point and parallel to this vector, and the second line passes through 2i minus j minus k and parallel to this vector, so that these two are not parallel vectors. Hence, these two lines are non-parallel lines. But we have to find the distance between them, so that obviously the two lines may be skew lines. The first one is passing through some point A and parallel to some vector B bar, and the second one is passes through B bar and parallel to the vector D bar. Second line passes through point C and parallel to D. Now, what is the distance between these two lines? Shortest distance between them, like this. Now, what is the formula for shortest distance between the lines? The shortest distance between the lines D is given by A minus C dot B cross D by modulus of B cross D. Modulus of. So it was proved earlier. A minus C dot B cross D by modulus of B cross D. Here A vector is the position vector of the point that the first line passing through which, that is I plus 2j plus k, and C bar is the point that the second line passes through which, that is 2i minus j minus k, and B bar is parallel vector to the first line, that is I minus j plus k, and D bar is parallel vector to the second line, it is 2i plus j plus 2k. Now these are the quantities given. Now first of all let us find B cross D vector. Determinant I, j, k. B components are 1 minus 1 1, D components are 2 1 2. Find out this. It is I bar into minus 2 minus 1 minus 3 minus j bar into 2 minus 2 0 plus k bar into 1 plus 2 3. Therefore, it is minus 3i plus 3k. Okay, next find A minus C vector. A minus C, it is the difference of the two vectors A and C. I minus 2i minus I, 2j plus j 3j, k plus k 2k. Therefore, the numerator is, what is the numerator here? A minus C dot B cross D is equal to, so B cross D vector, this one A minus C vector. Now find the dot product between these two. Minus 3 into minus 1, 3. Here J vector component is 0, 0 into 3, 0, and 3 into 2, 6, so that it is 9. The numerator is 9. Now what about the denominator? It is the magnitude of B cross D. The modulus of, already we find the magnitude of B cross D. We find the vector B cross D, that is minus 3i plus 3k. So that the magnitude of that vector is equal to minus 3 whole square plus 3 square, 9, that is equal to root 18, which is equals to 3 root 2. Root 18 means 9 into 2, root 9 is equal to 3, 3 into root 2. Therefore, the shortest distance between the lines is equal to SD is equal to numerator 9, denominator is 3 root 2. So here 3 table cancel in 9 3 times, 3 by root 2. Hence, the shortest distance between the given lines is 3 by root 2 units. Now, one more problem on shortest distance. Find the shortest distance between the lines. X plus 1 by 7 is equal to y plus 1 by minus 6 is equal to z plus 1 by 1, and x minus 3 by 1 is equal to y minus 5 by minus 2 is equal to z minus 7 by 1. Here the two lines are in Cartesian form. Then how to find the shortest distance between them when the lines are in Cartesian form. If the lines are in Cartesian form, then the shortest distance is given by, it is modulus of and determinant of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 whole square plus c1 a2 minus c2 a1 whole square plus a1 b2 minus a2 b1 whole square under root and modulus here. Now this is the formula, it was already proved. What are x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2? See, x1, y1, z1 is the point that the first line passing, and x2, y2, z2 is the point to which the line, second line passes, and a1, b1, c1 are the direction ratios of the first line, a2, b2, c2 are the direction ratios of the second line. Now here the first point x1, y1, z1 is equal to, see here the first line passes through which point? X minus of minus 1. Here x plus 1 means what? X minus of minus 1, and it is y minus of minus 1. It is z minus of minus 1. You compare with the Cartesian form, x minus x1 by a is equal to y minus y1 by b is equal to z minus z1 by c. You compare with that. Now x2, y2, z2, it is the second point, 3, 5, 7, and a1, b1, c1 are the direction ratios to the first line, 7, minus 6, 1, and a2, b2, c2. Now these are the direction ratios to the second line. What are they? 1, minus 2, 1. Now substitute all these quantities in the given formula. Now shortest distance is equal to modulus of and determinant of x2 minus x1, that is 3 plus 1, 4, 5 plus 1, 6, 7 plus 1, 8, a1, b1, c1. What are they? 7 minus 6, 1. See, this is 1. Next, a2, b2, c2. 1 minus 2, 1 by the denominator is root of b1 c2, b1 c2 minus 6 into 1 minus 6, b2 c1 minus 2 into 1 minus 2, that is minus of minus plus 2 whole square. Next, c1 a2 1 into 1 1 minus c2 a1 1 into 7 7 whole square plus a1 b2 7 into minus 2 minus 14 minus a2 b1 1 into minus 6, of course it is minus of minus plus 6 whole square. Right now it is the modulus of, find this determinant value, 4 into minus 6 into 1 minus 6 plus 2 minus 6 plus 2 and minus 6 into 7 minus 1 plus 8 into, what about this? It is minus 14 minus of minus plus 6 under modulus by what about the denominator? Minus 2 minus 6 plus 2 minus 4 whole square 16, 1 minus 7 minus 6 whole square 36, minus 14 plus 6 minus 8 whole square 64. And this is minus 4 into 4 minus 16. 6 into minus 6 minus 36. What about this? It is minus 8 into 8 minus 64 under modulus by root of 100 116. Now what about the numerator? It is also the same, na? 116. 116 by root 116. Now this is cancel root times root of 116. Therefore the shortest distance between the lines is root of 116. Here we have two problems. One is show that the line through the points 1 minus 1 2 3 4 minus 2 is perpendicular to the line through the points 0 3 2 3 5 6. Now we have to prove that the line passes through these 2 points is perpendicular to the line that passes through the another 2 points. Now let us find the DRs of the lines first. Now the DRs of the line passes through the points 1 minus 1 2 comma 3 4 minus 2 or what are the direction ratios? A2 minus A1 3 minus 1, B2 minus B1 4 plus 1, minus 2 minus 2 minus 4. Now these are the direction ratios. Let they be A1 B1 C1. Next, the DRs of another line passing through or passes through the points, given points 0 3 2 3 5 6 or 3 minus 0 5 minus 3 6 minus 2. Let they be A2 B2 C2. Now we have the two lines that are perpendicular to each other when A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 is equal to 0. So that condition already proved. So that let us find whether A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 is equals to 0. A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 is equal to 2 into 3 6 plus 5 into 2 10 minus 4 into 4 16 minus 16 16 minus 16 0. Therefore the given lines are, since A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 equals to 0, therefore the given lines are perpendicular. Okay, next one, second one. What is that second one? Show that the line passes through the points 4 7 8 2 3 4 is parallel to the line passes through minus 1 minus 2 1 1 2 5. Now here also we just find the direction ratios of the two lines first. The DRs of line passes through, direction ratios of a line passes through 4 7 8 2 3 4 or 2 minus 4 minus 2 3 minus 7 minus 4 4 minus 8 minus 4. Let they be A1 B1 C1. Next, the direction ratios of another line passes through minus 1 minus 2 1 1 2 5 or 1 plus 1 2 2 plus 2 4 5 minus 1 4 A2, B2, C2. And now, what is the condition that the two lines are parallel? When the ratios between the direction ratios like A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2, then the two lines are parallel to each other. Now, let us see. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. What about A1 by A2? That is A1 by A2 is equal to minus 2 by 2. Minus 2 by 2 minus 1. And B1 by B2 minus 4 by 4 minus 1. C1 by C2 minus 4 by 4 minus 1. Yes, satisfied. Therefore, the given two lines passing through given set of points is always parallel to each other. Now we are going to learn about planes. How to find the equation of the planes in three-dimensional geometry. So generally we can determine the equations of the planes in three ways. First one, the equation of a plane can be determined in normal form. And second one, the plane equation can be determined when it passes through 3 points. And third one, we can determine the equation of a plane when it passes through one fixed point and perpendicular to some vector. Right now here we have the equation of a plane in normal form. See, the equation of a plane whose perpendicular distance is d units from origin is r dot n cap is equal to d, where n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane. Now this is the normal form of a plane. Now let us take one plane, let it be some plane, and suppose if origin is here and this is the perpendicular O, foot of the perpendicular is n, and let it be some point P on the plane whose position vector is r bar, and join O and P. See, it is a perpendicular, and n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane. Now this is the plane and origin is the point in the space. From origin we can draw a perpendicular to the plane, and foot of the perpendicular drawn from O to the plane is n, and P is a point anywhere on the plane whose position vector is r bar, and n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane. Now this is the description to the graph. Now coming to the point. Here ON is equal to D, because the plane is at d units distance from origin, and position vector of P, OP bar, is equal to r bar, where P is a point, any point on the plane. Now ON bar is perpendicular vector. ON bar is perpendicular vector to the plane. ON bar is perpendicular vector to this plane, as well as ON is equal to d units. Therefore, ON vector is perpendicular to the plane, but here n cap is the perpendicular unit vector to the plane. Hence, ON bar can be taken as some d into n cap. Right now, from the diagram, from this diagram, we can define NP vector. What is that? NP vector is equal to OP minus ON. OP vector is equal to R bar minus ON vector is equal to D into N cap. Okay, but ON vector and NP vector both are perpendicular to each other. ON vector, not OP, ON vector. ON vector is perpendicular to NP vector. Therefore, On dot NP is equal to 0. But On vector is equal to D into n cap dot NP vector is equal to R bar minus D n cap is equal to 0. Now this implies D into n cap into dot R bar minus D square, D into D square, n dot n is equal to 1, because n cap is a unit vector, so that n dot n is equal to 1. Now clearly D cancel on both sides, it is n cap into R bar is equal to D. So we can write it as R dot n cap is equal to D. See, therefore the equation of a plane whose perpendicular distance D units from origin is R dot n is equal to D, where n cap is a unit vector. Yes, it is proved. Hence the theorem is proved. Now let us find the Cartesian form of a plane in normal form. In normal form, so it is just proved that R dot n cap is equal to D. It is the vector form of a plane in the normal form. R dot n cap is equal to D, where n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane. So generally, in general, we can take R bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk, and n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane. Therefore, let the direction ratios, direction cosines, let the DCs of n cap be L comma M comma N, then the vector n cap will be Li plus Mj plus Nk. So since n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane, hence, and let the direction cosines of the n cap be Lmn, then the vector n cap can be defined as Li plus Mj plus Nk, and D is the perpendicular distance from origin. Right now, substitute this n cap vector and R bar vector in this normal form. Now the Cartesian form is the Cartesian form of a plane is R dot, where R vector xi plus yj plus zk dot Li plus Mj plus Nk. What about this? It is Lx plus My plus Nz is equal to D. So Lx plus My plus Nz is equal to D is the Cartesian form of a plane in the normal form, where L, M, N are the direction cosines to the perpendicular vector, and D is the perpendicular distance from origin. Now there is a problem on vector equation of a plane. Find the vector equation of the plane which is at a distance of 6 by root 29 from origin, and it's a normal vector. You know, normal vector means perpendicular vector to the plane from origin is 2i minus 3j plus 4k, and also find its Cartesian form. Now first of all, let us find the vector form of the plane. Here the given vector is at a distance of 6 by root 29 units. That means D is equal to 6 by root 29 from origin, and its normal vector or perpendicular vector, the perpendicular vector, let it be some n bar, is equal to 2i minus 3j plus 4k. Now, what is the vector form of the plane? R bar dot n cap is equal to D. So, where n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane. Here the perpendicular vector given. So, you make it into unit vector. The unit vector along n bar is n bar by mod n bar, that is 2i minus 3j plus 4k by root over 4 plus 9 plus 16. Hence it is 2i minus 3j plus 4k by, what about this? 20 plus 9, 29, root 29. Now this is n cap. Right now the vector form of the plane is r bar dot n cap is equal to D. That implies r dot, where n cap is equal to the vector 2i minus 3j plus 4k by root 29 is equal to D, the perpendicular distance, that is 6 by root 29. Now clearly root 29 gets cancelled on both sides. It is r dot 2i minus 3j plus 6k is equal to 6. This is the vector form of a plane. Now, and also find its Cartesian form. To get Cartesian form, you just consider r bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. To Cartesian form, the Cartesian form is Cartesian form of the plane is xi plus yj plus zk dot 2i minus 3j plus 6k is equal to 6. This implies it is 2x minus 3y plus 6z is equal to 6. So this is the Cartesian form of the plane. Now one more problem. Find the direction cosines of a unit vector perpendicular to the plane r dot 6i minus 3j minus 2k plus 1 is equal to 0 passing through the origin. So here there is a plane and find the direction cosines of a unit vector passing through origin. This is the origin and it is a n bar vector. Now find out this direction cosines so that it will be a perpendicular unit vector to the plane n cap. Right now see here the given vector, given equation is in r dot 6i minus 3j minus 2k plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we can make it into r dot n cap is equal to D form. Then D will be the perpendicular distance from origin and n cap is the unit vector perpendicular to the plane, and you will get the direction cosines from that n cap. Right now we are going to make this equation into this form. R dot 6i minus 3j minus 2k is equal to minus 1. Now multiplying with minus on both sides. R dot minus 6i plus 3j plus 2k is equal to 1. Okay, see r dot, you see it's a vector perpendicular to the plane but not a unit vector, because the magnitude of this vector is not equals to 1. So we can make it into unit vector dividing by its magnitude. R dot minus 6i plus 3j plus 2k divided by, what is its magnitude? Root of minus 6 square plus 3 square plus 2 square. When LHS is divided by this quantity, we should divide RHS by the same quantity, that is root of 36 plus 4, 40 plus 9, 49. Hence, the vector r dot minus 6i plus 3j plus 2k by 7 is equal to 1 by 7. Right now, it is r dot n cap is equal to d form. Hence, the perpendicular unit vector to the plane, perpendicular unit vector to the plane is, what is this here? Minus 6i plus 3j plus 2k whole divided by 7. Now, the direction cosines of this line or the direction cosines of this vector, perpendicular vector, is, what are they? Minus 6 by 7, comma 3 by 7, comma 2 by 7. Now, these are the direction cosines of the vector perpendicular to the plane passing through origin, or minus 6 by 7, 3 by 7, 2 by 7. Now here one more problem. Find the coordinates of the foot of the perpendicular drawn from origin to the plane. So a plane is given and the equation of this plane is 2x minus 3y plus 4z minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, from origin, suppose if one perpendicular is drawn from origin to the plane, then what is this foot of the perpendicular? Let it be n and it is origin O. And let n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane and d is the distance between origin and foot of the perpendicular, I mean length of the perpendicular. Now see, here the equation is given that 2x minus 3y plus 4z minus 6 is equal to 0. Now we are going to convert this Cartesian equation into vector form. For that, it is 2x minus 3y plus 4z is equal to 6. Now 2 minus 3 comma 4 are direction ratios of the vector perpendicular to the plane. Now to get the direction cosines, divide them by root of a square plus b square plus c square, where a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 3, c is equal to 4. So divide by root of 2 square 4 plus minus 3 square 9 plus 4 square 16, that is root 29 on both sides. Therefore 2 by root 29x minus 3 by root 29y plus 4 by root 29z is equal to 6 by root 29. Now you know we can express this equation into vector form as r dot n cap is equal to d, where n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane, that is 2 by root 29i minus 3 by root 29j plus 4 by root 29k, and d is the perpendicular distance from origin to the plane, that is 6 by root 29. But here we have to find the coordinates of n. What is n? Foot of the perpendicular. Now let us define ON vector first. Let us define ON vector. You know this ON vector is parallel to n cap and the length of this ON vector is d units. Hence ON vector can be taken as some d into n cap, that is equal to, where d is equal to D is equal to 6 by root 29 into n cap. N cap is equal to 2i by root 29 minus 3j by root 29 plus 4k by root 29. Now multiply them. Multiplying all these components with the 6 by root 10, it is 12 by 29 I vector minus 18j by 29, 6 into 4, 24 by 29 into k vector. Therefore, the position vector of the point n is that one. Therefore, the foot of the perpendicular is, therefore, the foot of perpendicular is n, that is equal to, what are the coordinates of n? Here the position vector, it represents the position vector of the point n. Hence the coordinates of n are 12 by 29, comma, minus 18 by 29, comma, 24 by 29. Now that is the foot of the perpendicular drawn from origin to this plane. Now let us define the equation of a plane perpendicular to the given vector and passing through a given point. A plane, let it be some plane, and it is perpendicular to a vector. Let it be n bar. N bar is perpendicular vector to this plane, and the plane passes through some point A, whose position, let the position vector of the point be A bar. Let the plane passes through a point A whose position vector is A bar. And n bar be perpendicular vector to the plane, and n bar be a perpendicular vector to this plane. Now, what is the equation of this plane when it passes through a fixed point A and perpendicular to a vector n bar? Now let us take a point P whose position vector r bar on the plane. Let it be a general point. You can choose the point P anywhere on the plane. Let P with the position vector r bar be any point on the plane. Now, we can define a vector from P to A, PA vector. You know, this PA vector is always perpendicular to n bar. Is it true? See, PA vector. So, let us take this is the plane. Now, A is a point with the position vector A bar on this plane, and n bar is a vector perpendicular to this plane. Now, I have taken one point P on the plane. Now, PA bar is a vector defined on the plane, and n bar is perpendicular to this plane, so that both are perpendicular to each other. So, PA is perpendicular to n. Therefore, since they are perpendicular, then their dot product is equal to 0. PA dot n is equal to 0. Now, PA vector is equal to OA minus OP dot n bar is equal to 0. You know, OA bar is equal to A bar minus R bar dot n bar is equal to 0. or multiplying with minus, r minus a dot n bar is equal to 0. Now this is the vector equation of a plane passes through a point A whose position vector a bar and perpendicular to a vector n bar is r minus a dot n is equal to 0. Now this is the plane passes through A and has the perpendicular vector n bar. Then the vector equation of the plane is defined as, derived as r minus a dot n is equal to 0. Now let us we define the Cartesian form to this equation. Cartesian form. For Cartesian form, let r bar is equal to a general vector xi plus yj plus zk, and a bar is, what is a bar? It is the position vector of a point on the plane. Now let us take that point be x1, y1, z1. Then the position vector will be x1i plus y1j plus z1k, and n bar is a perpendicular vector to the plane. Let us take that perpendicular vector be capital AI, B, J, C, K. Then substituting these three vectors in the defined equation. So what? R minus a x minus x1 into I vector plus y minus y1 into j vector plus z minus z1 into k vector dot n, that is ai plus bj plus ck is equal to 0. Now by the dot product definition, it is x minus x1 into a, y minus y1 into b plus z minus z1 into c is equal to 0. So that this is the Cartesian equation of a plane passing through given point x1, y1, z1 and having a perpendicular vector ai plus bj plus ck. You know, here a, b, c are the components of the perpendicular vector. Hence a, b, c are the direction ratios of n bar, or in other words a, b, c are the direction ratios to the perpendicular vector of the plane. So when the direction ratios of perpendicular vector to the plane given and any point is given on the plane, then we can define the equation, Cartesian equation of the plane using this formula. Now let us we do one problem on this concept. Find the vector and the Cartesian equations of the plane which passes through the point 5, 2, minus 4 and perpendicular to the line with the direction ratios 2, 3, minus 1. So this is a plane and passing through a point, and it has a perpendicular line with the direction ratios 2, 3, minus 1. Now the vector equation of the plane, is r minus a dot n is equal to 0, where a bar is the position vector of the point. Here the point is equal to 5, 2, minus 4. Hence the position vector is 5i plus 2j minus 4k. And n bar is the vector perpendicular to this plane with the direction ratios 2, 3, minus 1. So that the vector may be 2i plus 3j minus k. And therefore, the equation is r minus a r minus of 5y plus 2j minus 4k dot 2i plus 3j minus k is equal to 0. Now let us simplify this. Distributive property. R dot 2i plus 3j minus k minus of 5i plus 2j minus 4k dot 2i plus 3j minus k. What is the dot product between these two vectors? 5 into 2, 10, 2 into 3, 6, minus 4 into minus 1 plus 4 is equal to 0. Therefore, it is r dot 2i plus 3j minus k is equal to what about this? 20. Now, you know, this is the vector equation of a plane passing through given point and perpendicular to given line. Now, and here we have to find both vector and Cartesian equations of the plane. This is the vector equation. Now, let us find the Cartesian equation. The Cartesian equation of the plane is r bar. What is r bar? The general vector. R bar is xi plus yj plus zk dot 2i plus 3j minus k is equal to 20. Now, so dot product, applying the dot product between these two, that is 2x plus 3y minus z is equal to 20. Now, this is the Cartesian equation of the plane. Equation of a plane passing through three non-collinear points. Now, let us define equation of a plane passing through three non-collinear points. Now, in this plane, A is a point with the position vector a bar, B is another point with the position vector b bar, and C is a point with position vector c bar. A, B, C are three non-collinear points. Now, we are going to define the vector equation of the plane passing through these 3 points. Let P be a point on the plane with the position vector r bar. Let P r bar be any point on the plane, and let the plane passes through three non-collinear points B, A with the position vector a bar, B position vector b bar, and C position vector c bar. Right now, PA is one vector, AB is one vector, AC is third vector. We can define the 3 vectors from these 4 points.